conflating.
hold on. You talk. Now let me make a point. I have not heard from the Trump administration. I've listened to every one of Donald Trump's press conferences since he took office. I listened to all Pete Hegseth's press conferences and Sean Duffy's. I didn't hear any of them say that if somebody who was black, blue, red, green, short, tall, female, male, whatever, got a job, it was because of lowered standards. I didn't hear that. You're changing the goalposts.
They are saying that.
No, they didn't.
They are saying that. It is called a dog whistle. They are saying that. In 2020, it was Black Lives Matter, right? In 2022, it was CRT. In 2024, it was woke. And now in 2025, it is DEI. All of that is
you're the one making
Leland,
this about race. They're the ones making it about merit.
They're the one that's making Leland. They're the ones that are making this about race. Now I didn't know you want to do this dance with me tonight. You should have told me I would have wore different dance shoes. They are making this about race. Every time I turn around, they're talking about DEI. They're making this about race.
Why? Okay, hold on. You're the one conflating. Hold on. Let me finish.
No, I'm not.
Let me finish. Okay? You're the one who's saying DEI equals race. They're the ones who say we don't want DEI. It doesn't matter about race. We want merit.
No, but they're turning around in a backhanded way. See, you need to come on and travel through the Black community with me and have this conversation in the Black community. I want to invite you to do that because most Black people understand what is going on here.
What's up, y'all? Gerald here, creator of Gospel Chops and your host for this YouTube channel, back with another video. Now, y'all, Nina Turner, a longtime left-wing activist, a blackity-black, wedded to the Democrat Party, has stepped on the national stage on News Nation and had to do a dance with Leland Vittert, a host on that network. And she signed up for an interview just to do a quick hit spot and didn't know what she was getting herself into. And he schooled her the other night on DEI policies. Now, I understand some of y'all might have fallen into the pocket of the DEI lobby, but I need you to understand something different than what you may have been taught. DEI does not equal black. And it is so offensive when the blackity blacks come out trying to cape for DEI policies. Listen, you don't need DEI if you are the best you can be. Because when you have private conversations with the blackity blacks, they say, oh, we the best. We the dopest. We the hottest. We create culture. We do this, we do that, and the third. Okay, well, get out there and prove it. You don't need a handout to get a position. You just need to be the best that you can be. Because there are people out there who are proud to be Americans, who are proud to have you as neighbors and fellow citizens of America who ride under the American flag and say, I would hire you just like I would hire anybody else. What do your credentials look like? Show me your CV. Show me your resume. What is your background? What is your history? Are you the best qualified for what I'm looking for with this position? Whether it be in government, whether it be in private business? What are you looking like? Are you the best you can be? And let's see, that's something we need to internalize as people. As blackity blacks, I don't care what you call yourself. Seem like we want to adopt these different labels. Y'all want to say, oh, DEI is black and FBA is black and ADOS is black. I don't care what you call it. Because all these are just labels that somebody wants you to slap on your forehead to identify with their movement. Be who you need to be the best you can be. And then people like Nina Turner won't have to get out here and cape for y'all. Y'all had so much respect for Nina in the last election. She got out when black men were leaning towards Donald Trump and were taking so much incoming fire. She said, listen, I'm going to stand up for my brothers. My brethren, don't you come out here and get to shooting at them just because they feel a certain way. They are justified in feeling how they feel. And me, knowing that Nina has been a long time left-winger, I said, go on, sis. Stand up for the brethren out here, these independent thinkers that are feeling some kind of way, feeling like getting off the plantation. Well, y'all, here we are just a few months post-election. And she has fallen right back in line with that plantation. And got smacked down by Leland Vittert on News Nation.
Places, it don't matter. We could have 7 degrees each. You know what they're going to say? You're a DEI hire. You're a DEI hire. And all y'all white women, they talking to your ass. When the fires broke out, that white woman who was a fire chief in Los Angeles, they call her a DEI hire. You know why? Because she a lesbian. These white racists, they want heterosexual white men running everything. And guess what, all you dumbass white women, 52% that voted for Donald Trump, they can't stand your ass. I keep telling y'all white women, they want your ass to stay in that kitchen. The only clock they want you to look at is the clock on the stove. They want you to lay down, shut up, don't even moan and birth their babies and stay at home and take care of them. And y'all silly asses vote along with these white men. They don't want your ass in the workplace. They are mad as hell that y'all now can get jobs. These white men, they want America from the 1930s and 40s and 50s when white women knew their place, when black people knew their place, when Asian people knew their place.
That somehow DEI is responsible for what happened during that crash is outrageous. It is cold for being anti-Black, for being a bigot. And once you are anti-Black, you really don't care about any other marginalized group. So we have got to push not just against Target, but other corporations that have, again, reaped the bounty of pretending like they care about DEI, but they really do not.
Nina Turner, former Ohio State Senator, senior fellow at the New School Institute on Race, Power, and Political Economy. Jillian Michaels was on before the break. I don't know if you heard her, but she said a couple of things can be true at once. One, we don't know if DEI played any role in the hiring and of any of the people involved in the crash or training. Two, we're all old enough to remember when people waited a while after the bodies had already been recovered before they started politicizing three. And number three, and I think this may be the most important part, that the Obama and Biden policies as it related to the FAA and hiring are absolutely insane. Tell me why she's wrong.
Well, the third one, we need to delve more into that. That doesn't mean that there's a correlation between what just happened, the tragedy.
No, it doesn't. But nobody's defending the Obama Biden policies. Everybody's saying it's too early, we don't know, on and on. But the fact remains that the FAA was hiring people based on things other than, are you the best to keep planes from crashing into each other, period.
Well, the way that you're framing this right now, I agree with Jillian on most of what she had to say. And you're right, we are old enough to remember when folks would give condolences first, make sure investigations happen. People just lost their family, their friends, their coworkers, and the president did not do a presidential thing.
We stipulated all that, Nina. You're stonewalling here.
But
tell me why the FAA. No, hold on. You are stonewalling. Hold on. Tell me why the FAA putting out guidance that they want to hire people not best on best and brightest, and changing their standards and lowering their standards is a good thing.
Leland, now hold on. You know me, I never stonewall. First of all, this is not if he wants to investigate what the Biden and Obama administrations did, then do that. But give a moment. My only point is this: give a moment for the family and the friends.
Stipulated.
Now,
answer my question.
If in fact there were some policies within the Biden and the Obama administration that are not up to par, then let's have that discussion. All I'm simply saying is that throwing every DEI at everything is not the way to get at the fixes that are needed.
Well, if we can't acknowledge, and these are claims from Adam Laxalt, who sued the FAA, and there's reasons to believe that they're true based on the documents.
Well,
2,000 qualified controllers not hired due to DEI. The Obama administration threw out aptitude tests because the tests changed. The way they picked controllers changed, and the standards were lowered so they could give preferences to people based on race and other criteria. Yes, they were.
You know what? Now, if we want to talk about preferences based on race, now, since you want to go there, Leland, we're going to go there. For the inception of this country, preferences have been given.
Oh, come on. No. I'm asking right now.
Leland, now, what I am saying to you is that all of this negative DEI talk makes it seem as though Black people in particular, and then other people of color in general, or people who are otherly able, cannot get jobs based on merit. I don't have a problem with the Trump administration digging through the Biden administration or the Obama administration to find what they see as flaws. What I do have a problem with, Leland, is this blanketed notion that if a Black person or other person of color obtains a job at the highest heights, that somehow it was not based on merit. Leland, that is my problem.
I don't. You're complaining. You're conflating something.
No, I'm not.
Hold on. You talk now. Let me make a point. I have not heard from the Trump administration. I've listened to every one of Donald Trump's press conferences since he took office. I listened to all Pete Hegseth's press conferences and Sean Duffy's. I didn't hear any of them say that if somebody who was black, blue, red, green, short, tall, female, male, whatever, got a job, it was because of lowered standards. I didn't hear that. You're changing the goalposts.
They are saying that.
No, they didn't.
They are saying that. It is called a dog whistle. They are saying that.
Now, understand, y'all, as America continues to grow past the last 4 years under the Biden administration, there's going to be some growing pains naturally. Well, we're going to have to come to the realization that policies like DEI have done nothing to benefit Americans, have certainly done nothing to benefit Black folk. And these are conversations that we go have behind closed doors, behind the curtain. I ain't even gonna cam up and expose it all. But understand that we need to have a talk. Because we need to understand, and we need to get to a certain point where we can teach the next generation that you don't need to identify with these kinds of labels that have a stigma attached to it that's going to tell the world that you are less than, going to tell the world that you need a handout. Go tell the world that you can't do it on your own without some kind of governmental policy that's going to help you out. Well, sometimes when you get a little help, sometimes when you get too much help, when you get too much assistance, you end up in places where you don't belong. And that's why Donald Trump came out the other day. And so many people thought that Donald Trump was on one. They said, how insensitive can he be? After all these people have died in this plane crash, and he comes out and instantly says, DEI, DEI. Nah, I said, Donald Trump knows something we don't know, y'all. He don't normally talk like this. He's on one tonight. This man is saying something without saying it. Let's fall back. Let's wait. I didn't make no videos on it at the time. Let's fall back and wait and see what comes out of this, because Donald Trump has some information that he's not saying, but he's implying in his tone and tenor. Well, if you were able to pick up on it, then you understood when the story came out and said, oh, well, there was this lesbian white woman who was flying the plane, who was not only a part-time pilot, didn't fly too much, maybe had less than 500 hours as estimated, but she was also a staffer in the Biden administration. The definition of DEI. And when I look at that clip over and over, I've watched it maybe 100 times. I can't get over the fact that it looks intentional, because you got such a broad sky. You could go down 100 feet, you can go up 100 feet, you can go to the left 50 feet, you can go to the right. Listen, in an aerial vehicle that can be maneuvered, such as a Black Hawk helicopter, and you fail to maneuver at all and you just plow right into the side of a commercial jet, nah. Don't sit right with me, y'all. You can call it DEI. You can call it unaliving of self-deletion, whatever you want to put on it. Got to be careful how we phrase things on Them Folks Network, but y'all, it just don't look right. So how dare you, Nina? How dare you equate DEI with Black? Because Blackity Blacks ain't been the main ones supporting DEI or benefiting from DEI. So when I listen to people like you or Al Charlatan get out here and advocate for these things, you continue to be a detriment to the Black community. And as long as they let me talk my talk on this platform, I am going to continue to speak out against you, because I believe that voices like mine need to be heard in the community so that we can teach the young, teach the next generation to be the best they can be. Oh, you dope? Oh, you raw? Oh, you bad? Then be all of that. Prove it. Prove yourself. Don't just get out here with your hands out, asking for a handout. That's not the way. Get out here, be the best you can be, excel at everything you do. And the world will recognize you for your efforts. The world will recognize you for your talents. And the people you want to notice, those people will beat a path to your door when they see that you are the best of the best, but you gotta prove it. Earned, not given. Y'all let me know what you think about this in the comments. I'd love to know your thoughts, because DEI seems to be dying a brutal death before our eyes. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like the video and share the video so we can get more people involved in the conversation, y'all. And like I always say, always remember and never forget, without the gospel, it's just chops. Until next time, peace.